Guys, welcome to my old school RuneScape Dragon Defender guide. I like to always try and keep my guides as short and concise as possible, so I'll jump right into it. This week sees the exciting release of the Dragon Defender to old school RuneScape as voted for by the players in old school content poll 29, whereby it passed with a solid 86%, receiving 62,023 yes votes. On screen now you can see the stat comparison of the Dragon Defender with the Rune Defender. The Dragon Defender has one additional strength bonus over the Rune Defender, as well as +5 more than the Rune Defender in all the attack and defense bonuses. The Dragon Defender, however, requires both 60 attack and 60 defense to equip, as opposed to the Rune Defender's 40 attack and 40 defense equip requirement. The Dragonfire shield still has one strength level bonus higher than the Dragon Defender as well, and of course it also has higher all-round defense bonuses, so if you own a Dragonfire shield then don't be too worried, it still has plenty of uses. So let's get into the detailed requirements to obtaining your very own Dragon Defender. Firstly, you must have a combined attack and strength level that totals at least 130 or more so that you can enter the Warriors Guild. You must have already obtained a Rune Defender, and you must also have at least 100 Warrior Guild tokens. This leads me to my next point, which is of course recommended equipment. So I recommend you bring along your best possible melee offensive bonus gear. On screen now you will be able to see some different gear setups from different budgets. I'll also include in the description below a list of alternate weapons and armor you can use if you're still unsure of what to use. It doesn't need to be super fancy guys, just use whatever you can afford. Rune armor and up will do absolutely fine. Just keep in mind that the more offensive bonuses you have, the more you'll hit, and ultimately the faster you'll get whichever defender you're after. Also, don't forget that for those of you who want super speedy kills, you can always use full Dharoks and intentionally lower your hit points. Or of course, use your Void Bandos, that'll absolutely power straight through it very quickly. You can also bring along whatever special attack weapon you want, so Dragon Dagger will do fine, or an SGS, or whatever you want at all. You don't even need to bring a special attack weapon if you can't be bothered. So now you should have a bit of an idea of what gear to use. Let's move on to inventory setup. On screen now you can see a variety of different inventory setups, and I'll walk you through all of them. I also have recommendations like with the equipment setup listed in the description below. Keep in mind for all of this guide that if you ever forget an item or you need to top up your inventory, there is a bank located within the Warriors Guild that is very easy to access throughout the entire area. My first point is you can use prayers in the Warrior Guild. This means if you want to and you know how, you can absolutely just prayer flash the Protect from Melee prayer. If you don't want to prayer flash, don't know how, or you just can't be bothered, you can always bring along an inventory of prayer potions. This is an alternative to using food. You could also use any offensive prayers you have access to, thus giving you the best possible offensive bonuses. Obviously this is going to be expensive, but it would arguably speed up the process, and I would definitely recommend bringing along a Holy Wrench if you have one, as it will increase the amount of prayer points you get from each dose of prayer potion. The alternative to prayer pots is of course the best food you could afford. I would honestly recommend anything from lobsters and up. I'll have more alternative food in the description of course. Just make sure that you have plenty stored away in the bank so that you don't have to leave the Warriors Guild to go buy more off other players. And I would also strongly recommend stocking up on some super sets or super combat potions, or just the super attack and super strength potions if you are planning on using the Protect from Melee prayer. These will just speed up your time within the Warriors Guild even more. If you are struggling to make ends meet in terms of food and potions, there is a potion and food store located within the Warriors Guild. The cheese potatoes, pizzas and stew, as well as the regular attack and strength potions are all available for very cheap prices. Keep in mind with this guys that the store stock is very low, and so I would not buy from these stores unless you're incredibly stingy and willing to world hop, or you just need a tiny bit more food for whatever reason. Not only is this store stock very low, but I'm sure the potion and food shops have been absolutely inundated with players due to the release of the Dragon Defender. In this guide, I'm going to be showing you the animation room method of collecting Warriors Guild tokens. I'll explain how to do this in a second. It's dead simple, but for now, if you're level 100 combat or lower, as a rule of thumb, I would recommend bringing along a full set of mithril and addy armor, minus the kite shield, so that is just the full helm, plate body and plate legs. And if you're above level 100 combat, I would recommend bringing along a full set of addy and rune, once again minus the kite shields, so just the full helm, the plate body and the plate legs. This will allow you to just have a bit more choice when it comes to getting tokens, which I'll explain shortly. You should have a good idea of what inventory and equipment setups to use by now, so I'll show you how to get to the Warriors Guild. Don't worry about bringing along your gear either, just have it already in your bank and try to make sure you have an okay amount of food and potions if you plan on using them, because depending on whether it's your first time visiting the Warriors Guild or not, you may be there for a while and need to use more up. The Warriors Guild is located in Western Berthorpe. To get there as quickly as possible, I would recommend using a charged combat bracelet, as this will bring you right out the front door of the Warriors Guild and is currently the fastest method of getting there. The next fastest method is using a games necklace to teleport to the Berthorpe games room. You then run up 2 flights of stairs, then south out of the castle, and a little west, and that will lead you to the entrance of the Warriors Guild. These are the two easiest methods of getting to the Warriors Guild, and you should be able to obtain a games necklace at minimum very easily. However, if you can't for whatever reason, you can always run there from Falador, or the Tavily player owned house portal, or even the gnome glider on top of White Wolf Mountain. I'll add other alternate methods of getting there in the description if anyone suggests some others, but seriously guys, you should be able to get a games necklace very easily, and before you know it, you'll be right out the front of the Warriors Guild. Now I'm going to jump into some live footage and show you how to get Warrior Guild tokens. Hey guys, so I'm out the front of the Warriors Guild and I'm going to show you how to get Warrior Guild tokens. So to start off with, head in through the door. And now what you're going to want to do is head west. And before you know it, you're going to see a little bank icon on your minimap. So go over there, head into the bank, withdraw all of the armor and inventory setup of your choice, and I will show you what to do next shortly. So guys, I'm fully geared up. I've got all of my armor and weapons ready. I've got my inventory ready, and so I'm 100% ready to go and kill the animated armor. So what I'm going to do is just head east, and I'm going to go in through this door here into this little room right next to the bank. And all you got to do is use whatever armor type that you have, which is, you know, dependent on your combat level and what you feel comfortable in killing. I'm going to use that on the magical animator, and that's going to turn my armor to life. And then I'm just going to kill the monster that spawns as a result. Now, when I kill this, first I'm going to sip my potions. And when I kill this, it's going to drop the armor that I put on there, as well as 40 tokens for my case, because it's rune armor that I'm killing. And it will drop slightly less for if you're versing Addy armor, and it will drop slightly less than the Addy armor if you're versing Mithril armor. Just basically fight whichever monster you feel most comfortable with, whichever one you think is fastest. It all has to do with your stats. I'm level 110 combat, I've got 89 attack, I've got 93 strength, so I can kill this rune armor absolutely fine. And anyway, that's all you're going to do. You're just going to rinse and repeat that until you've got enough Warrior Guild tokens. If you haven't got any defender of any type, I would recommend getting a minimum of 2,000 Warrior Guild tokens. If you've got the Rune Defender and all you're looking for is the Dragon Defender, I would recommend getting a minimum of 500 tokens. What happens next is completely dependent on your luck, guys. So I would start off with 500 minimum if you are going for the Dragon Defender, if you do have the Rune Defender, because the previous Defender drop rates were 1 in 50. So if you're killing at least one of the new high-level Cyclops every minute, then you've got a good chance of, you know, getting a Dragon Defender within 50 minutes, because you can have killed at least 50 Cyclops. You'll have killed more than 50. You're probably going to be getting at least 1.5 kills a minute. But you do lose 10 tokens every minute that you are in any of the Cyclops rooms. So 2,000 tokens if you haven't got a defender before, and 500 tokens if you have the Rune Defender but you're looking for the Dragon Defender. Anyway, I'm going to pause the video now, guys, and I'll come back once I have gotten 500 tokens. So I've managed to get my 500 tokens. Now I'm ready to go attack the Cyclops. Now I'm going to pretend from the start that I haven't got a single defender before. I've banked my armor sets, don't need that anymore. All I need is the tokens, my potions, and my food, or whatever inventory setup you really want. So what I'm going to do now is head up this staircase, which is to the southwest of the bank, and I'm going to head up to the very top. So now I'm at the top level. I'm going to talk to Camfrina over here. She's going to explain to me that these Cyclops in here, level 56 and level 76, are going to start dropping bronze defenders. That is, if I have no defender. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to start killing them. But in my case, I've already got the Rune Defender, which is the highest level or highest tier defender that these Cyclops drop. So she's just going to explain that because I've already got the Rune Defender, or in fact, I've already got the Dragon Defender, these are just going to be dropping Rune Defenders. So there's not much point in me being here, but I can kill them if I want Rune Defenders. For those of you who haven't got a single defender, then these are going to start dropping the Bronze Defender. Once you do kill these, or as you do kill these, eventually they'll drop that defender that you need. So for example, if I killed this and I had no defenders, this would have a chance of dropping a bronze defender. Eventually, after you've killed enough, you'll get a bronze defender, and all you got to do is walk back through that door, talk to Camfrina again, explain that you've got the bronze defender, and then she'll release Cyclops in here that drop the iron defender. And you got to keep killing them, keep getting the higher tier defender and walking out and talking to her, and you then keep going up the tiers of defenders until eventually you get to the rune defender. And I will show you guys what to do once you have a rune defender in a second. Okay guys, so just pretending that I have the Rune Defender now, I'm absolutely done with everything in this room. Also, just another thing that I wanted to point out, these are level 76 and level 56. They have the same drop rate of dropping the different types of defenders. That is a 1 in 50 drop rate from past records or whatever. So you can kill either of them. Obviously, it's going to be faster if you just focus on the level 56s, I guess, because you'll be able to kill more in a smaller time frame. Anyway, I've got the Rune Defender, so all I want now is a Dragon Defender. So I'm just going to climb down the staircase. I'm going to go back to the bank, and I'm going to replenish my supplies, ready to take on the new higher level Cyclops. Don't worry at all, guys. The new higher level Cyclops are level 106. They are absolutely no different other than, you know, they're level 106. They have a slightly higher ability, or more frequent ability to hit damage on you, but it's nothing very hard at all. It's nowhere near boss level or anything like that. You'll be absolutely fine, and you can use Protect from Melee Prayer if you are really worried about getting hit. Anyway, I'm going to restock and get ready to take on the new high level Cyclops. Okay guys, so I'm all ready to take on the new high level Cyclops. I've got my Rune Defender or my Dragon Defender. I mean, if you have the Dragon Defender, they're still going to drop the Dragon Defender. So I'm all ready to go. I'm going to head north over here to the food store, and then there'll be a little door here which you can just walk through, head outside, and then you're going to go down this ladder, and you'll then be in the Warrior Guild basement. Now here's a new room, and these are the new Cyclops. So all you're going to need to do is talk to Lorelei over here. She's going to explain that you've got the Rune Defender or you've got the Dragon Defender. So these Cyclops in here are going to start dropping the Dragon Defender. So all you need to do then is open this door, and you just need to start killing him. So this one's already started attacking me. Of course, make sure you pot up. I didn't pot up in the room prior. Obviously, you'd want to pot up and, you know, be in here for a while and start killing them. So these will have a chance of dropping the Dragon Defender, and basically you just keep killing them until you eventually get one. That's basically all there is to it, guys. Once you're in there killing the Cyclops, all it comes down to really is just your luck on the drops. I got 2 Dragon Defenders pretty quickly. In fact, I managed to go to the Warriors Guild, get my new Dragon Defenders, 2 of them, so I've got a place order in my bank, and I managed to do all of that. Also just get 500 tokens from scratch within about 15 minutes, so it was very quick for me. But obviously you can get very lucky, you can also get very unlucky, and sometimes it can end up taking a lot longer. Anyway, just hang in there, guys. If you run out of tokens, you know, don't be worried. You can just go back up to the animation room, kill more armor sets, and you'll get more Warrior Guild tokens and be able to try getting a Dragon Defender from the Cyclops once again. Also, something that I failed to mention earlier is feel free to bring along a fire staff or some fire runes and some nature runes, and you can alch a lot of the drops that the new Cyclops drop. There is a lot of alchables in there, and you can make a bit of money while you're there if you want. Also, just because the Dragon Defenders have just been released, it might be pretty packed in there. The Cyclops do actually drop some mithril darts, and these are actually quite useful. You can wield them and use them to attack a Cyclops as soon as it spawns. That way you've got a bit of a range attack. You can get the aggro of that Cyclops onto you right away, and you can hopefully beat some of the competition that the other players might set for you just by having a really packed world while you're at the Cyclops, at least while it's there on release. At the moment, I've found that, you know, it's actually really quite empty there. It's, you know, most people have already got their Dragon Defenders, so it's not so bad. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Feel free to leave a like, feel free to leave a dislike. If you didn't like it, please tell me why, so I can, you know, try and fix it, or I can try and fix it for future videos or future guides or whatever I'm making. I would really appreciate that. This guide took a long time to make, and I did try to make it a lot shorter than it ended up being. I really do apologize it's so long. You know, a Warriors Guild guide shouldn't really be that long, but at the same time, I really did try and cut back as much as possible. I went over things as much as I could and tried to cut back, but it just ended up being quite long. So I apologize about that, but there's so many details I didn't want to leave out. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and I really look forward to seeing you guys in another video soon.